or we'll probably be like 10 minutes late.
Okay, we're gonna get started. We're just gonna do introductions real quick, and then you guys have the time for y'all presentation.
Hi, my name is Maria. This is my second year on SFAC. I'm from the Vice
My name is Mohammed Tabado. This is my second year on SFAC, and I'm the vice chair.
I'm Jean Gill from the College of Optometry.
Juan Gonzalez Diaz. I'm a senior accounting major, and it's my first year on this fact.
It's my first year on SFAC.
My name is Haley Boston. This is my second year on SFAC.
Donald Young, Dean of Students, ex officio member.
Thank you for being here.
Donna Patterson, College of Natural Sciences and
Karen Hart, Business Services, ex officio member.
Thanks for being here.
My name is Cameron Kubos, and I am the Director of Athletic Bands and Associate Director of Bands here at the University of Houston. Our area presenting today represents the athletic bands, which are all the bands that you see at athletic events, the marching band, Cougar Brass, as well as our spirit teams. The spirit teams encompass our cheer team, our dance team, and our mascots, as well as having limited oversight as well over the frontiersmen and the helmet cart that you see driving around the field. We have multiple groups under that area. In addition, that includes the University of Houston Band Department. The band department is the formal education side within the Moore School of Music of the band area. That includes 3 concert ensembles, the wind ensemble, the symphonic wind, and symphonic band, as well as other support for students in the wind area, that in percussion area. That means students playing woodwind, brass, and percussion instruments within the School of Music. We are a department of music majors, non-music majors, involved in music, as well as other activities outside of that. Obviously, the cheer team and dance team and mascot students do not really fall under the Moore School of Music besides oversight, and so we represent a large body of the students. I'm approaching close to 10 years presenting to SFAC with this year, and I just want to take the moment to start by saying thank you. The job that you have in an ever-changing society, both at the national level, the state level, what's happened on campus, the things that you deal with, you have to make a lot of decisions in addition to being students, getting degrees, the purpose of being here, and we appreciate you taking your time out, as well as the faculty who are guiding them through that in that process. So thank you just right off the bat for all that you do and for the support that you've given us. Within our program, the majority of our budget is built from SFAC. We have multiple funding opportunities, but most of it is SFAC, and it's been developed that way through the university. David Burtman, who is with me today, is our Director of Bands, and he's been here since 2000. The formal relationship and growth of the band area, the spirit teams, and SFAC has developed during those 25 years. During that time, that support has been basically the main thing that's allowed for growth in our area on campus. The budget, if you really take it out, it's about 1/7 university funding, and then almost everything else comes from SFAC, and we're very grateful for that, and we know there are challenges in that. You have to make decisions regarding funding at all levels that are hard. You have to compare areas and look at what's valuable, but we appreciate the support that we've received and any consideration that we get for this year. Moving forward, we're going to start just by looking at department highlights from the last year itself, starting with our marching band. For 2 years in a row, we've maintained 85% retention rate for all of our eligible students. What that means, if you take every student in the Spirit of Houston 1 year that could come back the next year, we're hitting at 85% for 2 years in a row. Kind of an oddly specific number, but we're really proud of that. It's really high in college. A lot of college marching bands are built on freshmen. They basically come in, they do marching band for a year. It's hard. You take school, you take work, you take everything else, and it kind of rotates over, and you recruit a bunch of freshmen and then start over. We've managed to move away from that. We were there about 10 years ago, the 2015, 2016 time period. That's kind of how we looked, and we've worked hard to do that. A lot of the support we've received from SFAC has elevated the experience, and we're grateful for that because it's helped us move in that direction. On our spirit team side, cheer, dance, mascots. All of our areas except for mascots, under the direction of Megan Brown, have a new head coach this year, but we're actually very excited about what we've been able to do there. We had wide open searches for the dance team and for the cheer team for the coaching positions, and we came away with Brianna Baston as the Cougar Dolls dance coach. She's a former Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, former spirit coach at Mississippi State, graduate of Alabama, member of those cheer teams, a national reputation, and she has already elevated our students and the experience that they get on the Cougar Dolls dance team. On the cheer side, we hired Will Struthers. He's also the coach at Pearland High School, one of the top cheer teams in the high school level in Texas. He's been the head coach at UT Arlington, where he won national championships in cheer. He's also been an assistant coach at OU and the University of Texas Austin, his alma mater. They've both already elevated our programs, and we've looked at this a little bit differently. We had to make sure that those students are also having a high-level staff. Those are part-time staff members. We are band directors and we are full-time faculty members that teach our band members. All the Spirit teams are coached by people that have outside jobs. It's difficult. It's really hard. The support that we've received in our base budget from SFAC funds those hires, and we believe that in these 2 hires, as well as 2 assistant coaches for cheer, that we've given the students an experience they probably haven't had in a while in those areas. We've already seen a lot of payout from that. I think the teams look great, and they've got a lot of kind of a re-energized focus right now, so we're really happy to have welcomed that. SFAC continues to fund travel for our group. Last year, in addition to the things that you really openly see, basketball, football, those kind of travel things, it also helps support the University of Houston Wind Ensemble, which is our top concert band in the School of Music under the direction of David Bertman. They performed at the Texas Music Educators Association convention. It's a Texas convention, but it's actually the top band and really music education convention in the world. It's one of 2. One's in Chicago, one's in San Antonio. Their performances are to a packed hall of 2,500 people, standing room only. The concert was beautiful, and the travel money last year assisted in that. You can only perform every 4 years, technically every 5 years. You have to sit out 4 years after you perform, and this was our cycle and our first time since 2016. And it was just a beautiful moment that elevated, once again, the visibility of that side of the program on the state and national level. The last new hire that we're happy to have is with us today, Miss Madeline Gregory. Madeline Gregory is the Assistant Director of Athletic Bands and Bands at the University of Houston. She is an alum of the University of Houston, and she was, when I took over the Spirit of Houston, she was my first drum major in the organization. She had a successful career teaching middle school and high school in Texas, which is a great band kind of capital of the world, and her joining David Bertman and I makes the first time that U of H has had 3 U of H alums leading the program. So we're very proud of that, and that support is all tied into making us be able to have those positions. This is an additional position that we had to make cuts openly. It's not like we were in a place of excess that we were able to add a position, but we had to have that position, and we were able to make that work, and we're thrilled that the School of Music worked with us to bring that back for this year. Moving forward to new initiatives, we will continue to take a lot of what's happened this year and move it forward. A lot of that obviously is contingent on where funding lies and what changes may or may not happen this year. We understand that's a part of it, and I'd be willing to answer any questions regarding that. Moving into the next fiscal year, our big focus for the band area is to focus on recruitment pushes through outreach and performances, more community engagement, and a big focus for our area is 2027, the Centennial Celebration. Obviously, the band, all of our areas will be a huge component of that. There's a lot of focus on what we can do and how we move through that. On the Spirit team side, it's stability. It's keeping those coaches. We have had turnover, particularly in cheer. We're trying to stabilize there and make sure those students have that. The staff have a continued support system for them to elevate the programs as they see fit and continue exactly what they've done. We want to say thank you to the President's Office. Mike Johnson, when he left, assisted us in the purchase of new mascot uniforms, a cost that could have in the past been asked of SFAC, but he graciously, one of the last things he did was actually help us purchase a new set of uniforms, giving us multiple costumes for Shasta and Sasha, which may sound ridiculous, but that's actually the norm. They have to be washed every time. There's multiple students in them. Even at a football game, our students are now allowed, we can have a different Shasta each half on these Heart games at 11 a.m. It's a huge health benefit for us, and so we're very grateful to them for allowing us to purchase those, supporting that, and not making that another ask that we make to you guys or the donors on the outside. So we're very grateful for that. Moving on to the budget, as you've seen, the main things we're looking at are 2 traditional costs. One has been our travel budget that we ask for every year. Based on right now what the football schedule is, that would include full Spirit of Houston travel to the Texas Tech game next year. It's the only in-state trip that we have within the football schedule. The cheer national competition, which has been traditionally funded here and will continue, as well as high school marching band exhibitions, other dance team and cheer performances. We don't know that a little bit more until we know the real football schedule. That's basically when we kind of set it based off of that, but we will move forward from there. In addition, we are in our cycle of asking for new marching band uniforms. This goes in a close to a decade-long cycle with a little bit less than that. We're actually 1 year beyond, meaning we waited 1 year compared to where we were last time on those uniforms. It is a huge cost. And I understand that we're bringing something to you that is a major cost. It's traditionally the last, I believe, 4 cycles have all been under SFAC in those purchases. And we're starting there and working through that. The uniforms, we do work. I want to make it clear, they are kind of nearing the end of their lifetime, but our students primarily take great care of them. They appreciate know it's student fees that have funded them. Most schools wash their uniforms in dry cleaners once or twice a year. We have washing machines on site. We're lucky to have that in the stadium, but we have students washing all the marching band uniforms every other week. They're taking their time out of their studies, and that really helps the shelf life on that, so we're very grateful for that. This is an overview of obviously what we've been doing, where we're at. I will say I appreciate SFAC working to streamline the process. It makes it easier on all of us as well to have a little bit more focus. Thank you for all that you do. I will answer any questions you have. I'll be glad to answer or dive into anything else. But once again, thank you, and we appreciate you being here. Yes?
One question. So for the spirit team, do the band members and cheer members and the mascots, do they get compensated for, like, are they doing that out of their free will, or do they get any like stipends?
We have a band scholarship fund it's called Band Service Awards, and it encompasses band, cheer, and dance. It's an amount that has not changed recently. Actually, it was cut $300,000 about 5 years ago, but it's still in a place where we can offer a minimal award to everyone. The top awards are basically sit around $1,000 for the year total. I would ask you to consider that, like for the marching band, music education majors are required to do marching band for 2 years, and so that's an hour-long course for them. So they're paying about $600-700 for a course and getting $1,000. They end up getting $300 out of that. All the students have other costs and fees associated with that time. We're grateful to offer what we have. It's comparable to some other universities. Most places have moved towards some funding model like that, and I will be very open. There is some discussion about how sustainable that is moving forward.
And what about the mascots? 'Cause
They are all under that. Everyone is under that. It's a $305,000 amount. We have about 360 students when you add all the programs in a year, so you can see how that kind of averages out. We try and get as many students as close to $1,000 total for the year as possible. New members are nowhere near that. Every year we kind of take whatever's left on that number amount and divide it amongst all the new members themselves, whether they're in that class or not. Do you want to say something, David?
No, I was just going to mention that, ours is a class where the students enroll and pay those fees, and so the whole funding scholarship thing, our grant was started to help defray the costs. So, we have gone many different directions in trying to see, some universities, they still get credit for it, but they don't pay for it. So that would change, some of the funding models and needs too. But the whole idea was to help the student.
Yes.
You only have 3 minutes left for questions, y'all.
Okay. Diego Riaga and I were both on SFAC, but we had a question regarding the uniforms, the one-time request.
Yes.
We noticed that it's the amount that you're requesting, it's above the average use of the last 7 to 8 years. So we wanted to ask the reasoning on why so many uniforms, and what's the absolute minimum that you will be willing to take?
The real change in the cost is not anything about the number. We're looking at ordering the same numbers. That's the difference in cost post-COVID. It's wild to us. We have begun preliminary research with uniform companies. They can give you an estimate based on the number, kind of the general style. So we've taken the uniform we have now. It would be a new uniform most likely. It would not look exactly like what we have, but we've said here's some basic components. If we did this, what would that cost now? The cost is still actually a little bit under. Most of it's been at $275 to $300. We're looking at the fact that we're going to have to, even with the number we asked, if you were gracious and gave us all of that, there's still probably a little bit of tail room. It's purely the cost of fabric. High school marching bands are seeing this. Drum corps that tour over the summer, it's purely the cost of the uniforms themselves that have changed. And then it's a drastic change.
But you're asking for, I think it's around 350?
We're asking for 260. 260.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I guess,
Yes.
no, I guess that's it. Thank you very much for your time. Really.
Thank you very much. We appreciate all of you.